Hey, here we are on a kind of bonus episode of the Everblack Podcast for this week, and I got a chance to chat to Sam Totman from Dragonforce, who will be touring Down Under next week with Chop Suey and Down with the Sickness, who are the UK System of a Down and Disturbed tributes who get rave reviews everywhere they go. And the band also features Richard Shaw from Cradle of Filth and Andre Joyzi from Breed 77, legendary musos. And now it is our turn to experience their show Down Under, and it's going to be really, really incredible. I've always had a massive respect for Sam as a guitar player with Dragonforce, and it was definitely an honour to have him hang out on the show and talk about the tribute tour and, of course, a bit about Dragonforce and what they are up to this year. You can catch the Chop Suey and Down with the Sickness tour on January 29 at the Basement in Canberra, 30th of January at the Factory Theatre in Sydney, 31st of January at Max Watts in Melbourne, and wraps up on 1st of February at the Woolly Mammoth in Brisbane. Tickets are on sale now for only $40 through www.overdrivetouring.com/Chop Suey. Get your tickets now. Go see this incredible band live, play some classic tracks from some of those bands. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. Before we go into the interview, though, we just need to give a shout-out to our good friends at Blacklight Art and Design, who are our go-to for all our screen printing needs. They do shirts, hats, patches, you name it. If you can wear it, they can print it. They've done all our shirts and hats for Everblack Media, and they've got such a great turnaround, and they're excellent. Highly recommend checking them out at www.blacklightad.com.au. Show is also brought to you by our good friends at RW Promotion, who are the best in the biz when it comes to stickers, flyers, banners, badges, and all other promo you need for your band or business. Go check them out at www.rwpromotion.com.au. Also want to give a shout out to the awesome new occult clothing brand Electric Witch, who launched not too long ago and have been doing some kick-ass things since. They've got amazing apparel. Like, I'm a big fan of the Death Dealer shirt that I got off Matt from Dark Cell, who put the whole thing together. It's all from his genius brain, and all the designs are dark and brutal and totally kick-ass. So you should check them out at www.electricwitch.com.au. Don't forget to subscribe to the Everblack Podcast through iTunes Podcast, Spotify Podcast, Spreaker, YouTube, and Facebook. And check out all our reviews and articles at www.everblackmedia.com. Like us on all the socials as well. Help us spread the word. We really appreciate it. And we've got plenty more interviews on the way. So stay tuned, guys. All right. Here is my interview with Sam Totman from Dragonforce, talking all things Chop Suey and Down with the Sickness. Horns high. Enjoy.
Sam, thanks so much for joining us on the show. How's things going over there in NZ?
Yeah, it's pretty good, actually, yeah. Like, we just did our first show last night. And it was really cool, actually. We're considering we've got, like, a bunch of dudes that haven't played for ages and we didn't really have a proper rehearsal. So, yeah, it was pretty cool, actually.
Awesome, man. Well, of course, I mean, you're going to be heading back Down Under next week with Chop Suey and Down with the Sickness, both System of a Down and Disturbed tributes you're part of outside of Dragonforce, and that's what you were playing last night. How did it all come about?
Well, the guy that's drum tech for Dragonforce, it's kind of, these two projects are kind of his thing. And so he's been doing it for a few years with like different musicians, because not everyone in England most of the guys that do these tributes have got like normal jobs and that as well. So not everyone's always available. And he said a couple of years ago, he said to me, we were finishing up a Dragonforce tour, and he goes, I've got some, like, if you want to come and play bass in my tribute bands, like, I've got a tour happening, and I had nothing else to do. So I was like, yeah, why not? It might be quite fun to, like, play with some different people and play a different kind of music for a change, because I hadn't been in any other bands except for Dragonforce for, like, probably 15 years. I never even jammed with anyone else or anything. So I was like, yeah, you know what, that might be quite fun just to go out and, like, have a whole different experience, you know what I mean? Play some small bars again and just kind of have a laugh, and it's really fun. So I hadn't done it for a couple of years, and then he goes, I'm taking my tribute bands over to Aussie and New Zealand, and if you want to do it. And I was like, yeah, all right, well, it's a free trip home to see the parents and that, like, so I'm from over here anyway.
Yeah.
So that was that. It's kind of just pretty good fun, you know, somewhere else to drink instead of sitting at home. So, yeah, why not?
And the other members of the band, Richard Shaw from Cradle of Filth and Andre Joyzi from Breed 77, both amazing musicians. I'm guessing you've known those dudes for a really long time as well.
Yeah, well, I've known Andre because he's the guy that's our drum tech for Dragonforce. So
yeah,
I've known him for ages, and he used to run a really cool rock bar in London, so we knew him from there too. And Richard, I've only just met like a couple of years ago when I first did this. I think he's only been in Cradle of Filth for about 3 or 4 years anyway. So I didn't know him before I did this, but yeah, no, we'll get along well. It's cool actually. It's quite good fun.
Both Serge and David Draymond are very distinctive vocalists. Who's singing for these shows?
Well, we've got 2 different singers with us. One guy, and they both do a really, really good job. Like the Disturbed guy especially sounds pretty much almost exactly the same. So it's great. He's got a real big, powerful voice in that. And yeah, they're just a couple of English guys that we know. They're not like from famous bands or anything, but yeah, they're great singers. So they kind of, it's like the drummer, Andre, he stays for both sets. They used to play 2 sets in a row. And then we kind of all switch around. Like the dude that's the singer for the System of a Down one, he plays the bass in the Disturbed one. But yeah, it sounds pretty cool actually. Oh,
I can't wait to check you guys out. And of course, you're probably about the same age as I am. And right when you started Dragonforce, it was in '99. Nu metal was really at its peak. Were you into it back then? Was that your thing? Before you shredding?
No, I didn't like it at all. No, I never liked nu metal actually, and I kind of still don't really, but I appreciate it a bit more now. And after learning these, and actually because I always thought Disturbed got a bit shit actually, and then we did a tour with them years ago in the States, it was part of a festival, and so I saw them every night, and I was like, oh, actually they're kind of cool, and I kind of got into it a bit, and they were on System of a Down was on the same tour actually, so that was the first time I'd ever really heard any songs other than the singles. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a nu metal fan. I wouldn't put any on and listen to it, but I can kind of see where actually there was some good stuff out. It got big for a reason because it's kind of cool and it was something a bit different. But yeah, I never really particularly listened to any of it. But I remember it all coming out. Man, I was more into thrash metal and I was in power metal obviously, and yeah, more kind of melodic stuff, I guess.
I find it interesting how it's sort of power metal and everything sort of really made a really massive comeback, and then nu metal sort of phased out, and now it's sort of coming back in. It's sort of weaving in and out, musically. And everyone seems to appreciate it all now instead of the 2 factions, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. I suppose there's only so many kinds of music you can do, so they kind of have to bring things back because you can't think of new things forever. I haven't really anything particularly original coming out. Yeah. Have
you bumped into any of the guys in those other bands and told them that you're part of this, like the Disturbed guys or System guys?
No, I haven't actually. No, I saw we know the Disturbed guys a bit, from years ago. So I haven't told them. Actually, I can't remember. Maybe I was doing it. Well, a couple of years ago when we were. We had the same dude, Joyzi, Andre. He got a Machine Head tribute band in England as well, and so I did that for just 2 weeks as well, and we saw Rob Flynn and Fred told him, Sam's doing a tribute band. He was like, what the fuck? That's the most weirdest thing I've ever heard. We toured with them, and I've never been a Machine Head fan really either, but he was just like, oh man, I just cannot believe this whatsoever.
Those bands aren't really shreddy as Dragonforce. Does that mean it gives you a chance to sort of pull things back a bit and just and cruise with it, or does it have its sort of own challenges?
Yeah, no, that's why. No, it's totally easy. That's why I agreed to do it. I couldn't be asked sitting there and learning loads of songs. So, and I'm playing bass in this actually, so it's even easier. So, yeah, because when he said the main reason I did it was just because I wanted to go out and have a bit of fun, somewhere different to drink than sitting at home. So, it was all these System of a Down songs. You can learn them in 5 minutes. There's only 2 or 3 riffs, and they're all really easy. So no, it's definitely not challenging whatsoever, but that's why I like it, because it's just relaxing, don't think about it.
Drink a beer while you're playing with one hand?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, there's plenty of that, because, especially on bass, you don't even need to do a chord. Just play the open drop C or whatever it is, off you go.
When you're not touring the world Dragonforcing, you're living in New Zealand, is that right?
No, I grew up here though in New Zealand. I moved over to England in like '96. So just I sort of come. Yeah, I'm living in England, have been for years, and but yeah, I wouldn't really want to move back to New Zealand. It's all right for holiday, but like, I moved away because I thought it was boring, and it kind of still is.
And you're heading off to Europe after the Brisbane gig to kick off the massive Dragonforce Extreme Power Metal tour, and I thought I read that some venues are already being upgraded, to my understanding. Is that right? Hectic. Yeah,
it seems to be doing really well, actually. Yeah, it's selling better than the last tour we did, so that's cool. So, I don't know, maybe the people... I mean, things all go up and down, you know what I mean? Some things you can control, some you can't. But, like, I mean, I think our new album, I think that's really good. But, I don't know, we got a better stage show in that now. We put a bit more money into that, and so that all kind of looks pretty cool. And every little thing makes a difference, yeah. So, but yeah, the show's selling really well at the moment. So I'm quite looking forward to going back and doing that. The only shitty thing, I didn't really think out the time schedule very well, and I let land the day of the first show. So jet lagged from New Zealand straight onto the stage, which is going to be great.
In regards to the stage show, that's gotten pretty nuts too. I mean, what I saw, you got like massive video game machines and all the video screens and everything like that. That must be fairly hectic to take around everywhere too. Yeah, well, I mean, we just had to hire a truck, and so we used to kind of do everything in a bus and trailer, and we were just like, oh, you know what, let's like splash out a bit of money and get a decent show, and like now we're getting a bit old, so we don't run around quite as much. So we're like, oh, you know what, we better buy some pyro stuff, and that'll make up for our old age. So the video for Razor Blade Meltdown is pretty hilarious with animated versions of yourselves. Yeah, that was cool. I like that video. It was great. Yeah, it's really well done. I like that. I only saw it the other day, and you know, was there something you wanted to do for a video that ended up being way too expensive? Because you guys seem to be really pushing it. Yeah, well, it's kind of weird with videos because sometimes you can spend shitloads of money and not really get a very good result. And sometimes you can spend like not much at all, and it turns out amazing. You know what I mean? Like you get like you send out the song, and you get a bunch of directors all send you back their take on it, and this is what I would do for this price. And yeah, you still don't really know what it's going to be like until you get it back. So it's always kind of a bit of a gamble, actually. And like we did one for years ago. We did one for a song, The Last Journey Home, and I think we flew out to LA and did all this like highly actors and that, and everyone said, "Oh, this is crap!" Like, and so we had to, like, yeah, you know. And then we've got other ones for like nothing, like the Through the Fire and Flames video, which is pretty boring. Like all we did was stand in the warehouse, didn't spend much at all, and that's like the one with like millions of views and all that. So you kind of never really know. So I just think it's like it's nice to do videos. We're trying to do a video for every single song on this album, just because I think it encourages people to watch it more. I mean, at the end of the day, you want people to hear your music. One thing I did want to ask you, of course, was can we expect to see Dragonforce down here again soon? Yeah, definitely. Well, we're kind of in the process of just figuring out how and with who at the moment. Like, we've had a few kind of ideas come up. And, you know, like, we're thinking maybe do headline shows, maybe come over with another band. But, like, there's a few kind of ideas floating around. But it'll definitely happen, I reckon, sometime this year, for sure. Like, we were originally planning, we've got this thing over in the Philippines with Iron Maiden, this festival, and we were trying to tag it on after that. But that's not going to happen now. So it's not going to be any time before May. Well, probably not any time in May either, because it'll be at some point, like the second half of this year. I reckon we'll find a way to get there somehow. Yeah, awesome, man. And what else you got planned for the rest of the year, apart from touring and everything like that? Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, like you get your album out and then you spend the next few years touring and same old routine, really. Yeah, but I mean, it's cool. Not complaining. It's a good routine, but there's not really anything particularly I can think of apart from just doing some more gigs and see how it goes. Well, man, we definitely can't wait to see you with Chop Suey and Down with the Sickness next week. Kicks off January 29 at the Basement in Canberra, but we'll see you at the Woolly Mammoth on February 1st. Until then, bro, thanks heaps for hanging on the show, and we'll see you for a beer. Awesome, yeah. Come and remind me who you are, but if I'm there, just say I'm the interview dude, and we'll do that for sure. All right, man. Have a good one. Thanks for the call. You too.